I was a doctoral student at BC when a group of female students got into an altercation. And if I remember correctly, a group of white women students were terrorizing, assaulting, harassing a group of black female students. And so the black female students call the campus police. When the campus police showed up, they went directly to the white students and asked them if they were okay. I wasn't there, right? I didn't witness it firsthand or anything like that. But I was just really distressed by the whole thing. It might be fair to think about those moments as sort of like feeling like a punch in the gut, right? They take a lot of wind out of you, right? And as you're also often left trying to recover, trying to figure out, how do I maintain my own humanity in a moment like this? One of the ways, and I think that Toni Morrison says this best, that one of the ways that racism functions is that it makes you question yourself. It makes you question your very being, right? Somebody says to you that you aren't smart enough, so you go and you figure out ways to try to prove that you're smart enough, right? You're always sort of like scrambling. So talking about the stories is useful because, again, I think that it helps you to locate your own humanity in there somewhere, right? And your humanity being about your vulnerability, it being about the emotions that you feel, the crazy thoughts that you sometimes have. I think you find yourself, you find your way out of it by actually talking through it. The concept of racial trauma is becoming so much more common and popular these days. What we know about trauma from some of Van der Kolk's work is that sometimes trauma does get lodged in your body, right, in unspeakable ways. It might not be able to bring it forth in a cognitive or spoken or verbal way, right? But the more that we talk about experiences of racism, the more that we put stories out there for people to have access to, then when people do feel like they don't know how to speak about it, you find somebody else's story who helps you to be able to sort of like connect, and it can sort of like help you to dislodge the trauma in your own body to be able to make it something that's speakable for you, right? I think that there's a really important piece of this that is about learning how to externalize. It's one of the most important ways that we know with regards to surviving racism, right? Like I said before, we often internalize it, and that's what leaves us sick. Racism makes us sick, right? When we learn how to say, no, I'm not the sick one, this system is sick, or that those people are sick, or that organization is sick, that's where the illness lies, right? That frees up a lot of psychological space for you to be able to figure out, for you to be able to use your own psychological resources to help yourself, not only sort of like recover, but also to thrive in the face of that. You free yourself up when you're able to place the racism stuff, the white supremacy, where it belongs, and not take it on as sort of like a disease that rests inside of your body, right? I think that's really the power of telling the story, probably for the storyteller, but then also for those who hear the story. It's also very liberating as well, especially if we think again about the shame that it's connected to.